Hey guys, welcome to today's video, and in today's video we'll be covering how to expand the cleaning system I made in the previous video. Make sure to check that out by including picking up the mop and also a progress bar. So I'm going to show you right now. We click and you see the task progress showing up on the top of the screen, and when I click on the stain, it gets cleaned, and as you see, the progress bar also updates. After this stain's also been cleaned, the setup disappears. So let's get into it. So the first thing you're going to want to do is go to your BP first person character. Wait for it to load. Then click on your mop static mesh over here. And then in the details panel, we want to look for hidden and tick hidden in game. So we can compile and save, and also we can also look for visible and tick visible as off. So we can compile and save. Next, go into your content browser. Go to your mop folder, wherever you have your static meshes, and then right click anywhere in the folder. Click on blueprint class and click on actor. So we're going to call this BP mop. Click enter and double click to open. Next, we're going to add a static mesh, and we're going to call this the mop. We're gonna call our mop static mesh over here, and we can scale it to the size that we want. So in my example, if I'm not wrong, it's 0.005. And here we've got our mop static mesh, but I think this might still be a little bit too big. We can drag this into world. Okay, never mind, this is the perfect size. So also one thing we're gonna do is we're going to add a collision, a box collision, and let's just make it the size of the mop, so we can increase the size. We can actually move this to default scene root instead of the static mesh. That will allow us to scale it. So let's move this up. We can basically make it roughly fit the mop. That should be okay. And in the details panel, while we have the collision selected, we want to look for collision and we want to block all. Let's compile and save. So now, for example, I'm just going to drag the mop over here. Now when I do my line trace, it will get stopped by the collision in like a general area, so you won't have to be very specific when you hit the mop. So next thing you want to do is go back to your BP mop, and at the top over here in the component section where it says BP mop and self, in the details panel, let's look for a tag and make sure it's the topmost component over here selected, and then let's add a tag by clicking this plus icon, and let's call this mop. Let's compile and save. Next, in your BP first person character, go to your event graph, and wherever you have your stain over here, out of the false of this branch, let's go and go somewhere in a blank space, and let's call another branch. The condition is going to be actor has tag, and the tag is going to be whatever we set over here, so mop. So I'm just going to copy that and paste it in here. Out of target, let's drag all the way up. Then into this break hit result for our line trace, we want to plug the target into hit actor. Now once it's set to true, let's destroy actor. The target is going to be the BP mop. So sorry, the target is going to be hit actor up here. And then we're going to get a reference to our mop static mesh in the BP first person character here. We want to set hidden in game to false. We want to set visibility to true. This should fix it. And as you see, now we've got our mop in our hand like this. And another quick thing we're going to need to do is create a variable over here called hasMop. So this just ensures that we can only clean the stains when we have the mop. So I'm going to hold down Alt and drag this for a quick set. We're going to set hasMop to true. Let's compile and save. And now when we have our stain over here, out of this true, first we're going to get another branch by holding down B and left clicking. We're going to plug that into here, and we're going to plug has mop into true. So it will only clean up the stain essentially if the character has the mop. So if we go and see, I don't have the mop and I can't do anything. Now if I go pick up the mop over here, you can check this out, and as you see, the stain is getting cleaned. Now that we can pick up the mop, the next thing we want to do is create a progress bar. So inside your mop folder, right click, look for blueprint class. Scroll down, look for user interface, click on widget blueprint, and click on user widget. We can call this W_progress. So we can double click to open this. In the left hand side, let's get a canvas panel, and let's scale this to fit the maximum size. And next we want to look for a progress bar. We can scale this, make it a little bigger. We can set the alignment to 0.5 and 0.5, so the pivot point is made to the center. We can set the anchor to the center anchor, set position X to 0. We can keep it up here, or I would actually make it a little bit higher. Then we're also going to add some text. I'm just going to call this progress, task progress. Size to context, I'm going to set the alignment to 0.5, 0.5, set the anchor to center, position X to 0. Can bring this down a little bit. Then we can change the font if you have a different font. So this is good for me, and I'm also just going to click on the progress bar and set the fill color to green. We can compile and save. Also click on your progress bar, then you see this chain icon over here, click on that. Create binding. Then out of this return value, we want to right click and click on promote to variable, and we can call this %. Compile and save. So let's go back to our BP first person character now. Blueprints, BP first person character. And we need to have two variables. Both of them are floats. So the first one I'm going to call total stains. So this is going to be the total number of stains on the map. And then we're going to call another variable called cleaned stains. So this is the number of stains that we've cleaned up. So to make the total stains dynamic, of course you can set a default value if you have a static map, but if you keep on changing the if you keep on changing the number of stains throughout the map, this is a method to make it dynamic. So let's add a custom event, and let's call this initialize total stains. So out of this, we'll get all actors of class. And the actor class is going to be the BP stain. This one over here. Let's go back to mop. This one over here, BP stain. And out of actors, let's get a for each loop. Then out of array element, actually we don't need array element, drag out of total stains, get total stains, and we want to get increment float. Plug that into loop body. That's it. And we can plug this into event begin play. So essentially what happens here is when we load into the level, it will count the number of stains in the map and set that to total stains. Next, we want to go to the section where we have our stains and the logic to clean the stains. So out of delay, I'm just going to break this. Then I'm going to get total stains, and I'm going to increment float, and then plug that into reset. And that's basically it. So go back into our widget progress, go into designer, not into designer. In the graph, we want to go to event graph. Now if event tick, let's cast to BP first person character. The object is going to be get player character. As BP first person character, we're going to get total stains. We're also going to get clean stains. We're going to divide clean stains by total stains. And then out of the main node, we're going to set %. So we're going to hold down Alt and drag this in for a quick set. We're going to plug this into %. That should be it. So what we also want to do is we want to go to where we pick up our mop. So that's over here for me. And then after the setting the variable, let's create widget. And the class is going to be widget progress. Then we can add to viewport. So let's check this out now. So I'm gonna click, and as you see, the widget's now on my screen. So now when I go and I pick this up, as you see, it's filling up for all of the stains that I have. And let's say if we increase the number of stains, so I'm just going to increase the number of stains, you should see that the progress bar increases by less each time, because it's actually dynamically adapting to the number of stains that we have in the map. So we're almost done here. Now we need to create some logic to remove the widget and the mop after we're done cleaning all the stains. So where we get to the stains over here, after this, we can just break this link again out of increment float. Then we want to get a branch. So we're going to get if the total stains double equals to clean stains. We can call a do once node. Then we're going to, and out of false, firstly, let's just plug this into reset. So we're going to get the do once. Then we're going to get all widgets of class. We're going to set this to widget progress bar. Then out of found widgets, we're going to call a for each loop. Then out of array element, we're going to remove from parent. Plug that into loop body. And out of completed, we're also going to get a reference to this mop over here. We're going to set hidden in game to true. And we're also going to set visibility to false. So let's test this out now. So for the sake of this video, I'm just going to have 2 stains just to make it a little bit quick, and I'll move them together. We can go. I'm going to get my mop. I'm going to come here. I'm going to clean this stain. As you see, it's halfway now. I'm going to clean this stain. As you see, now the mop is gone and the stains are also gone. And also, just a quick thing, we're going to set has mop to false. So thank you guys for watching today's video. Make sure to leave your video ideas in the comments, and if you guys want more cool tutorials like how to make this clauses that you can hide in, make sure to check out my channel, and thank you guys for watching.